kind of ridiculous to reserve space for me. But anyhow, that's the way it is.
Well, it's still nice to have a place
Yeah, I
put down your hat and check what's going on.
I've still got some books over there that some.
Rural sociology. Rural.
There are places to get.
I guess we could give them all those rides.
Well, my daughters, they were in those shrinking eyes. Let me tell you, they were, yeah.
On this occasion, we're gathered here, as everyone knows, to honor a distinguished career, or careers, I should say. James Pinkerton has been with the Department of Rural Sociology for 33 years, and during that time, he and Midge have had a wonderful family, and I think maybe that's the best way to start. Jim, would you like to introduce your family?
Okay. A lot of you know my wife, Mitch.
Stand up, Mitch.
And my son is that my son over there? He lives with his family in Stockton, California now, on the other side of the hills from San Francisco. And Director of Housing and Redevelopment for the city of Stockton. And my daughter is over here. My daughter Kathy. And, she lives with her family, children. But I tell you, first of all, he has 2 children. He does. She has 3 children. Suddenly we have 5 grandchildren, which is great. And Kathy lives in San Pedro, in the Los Angeles area, in the suburbs, and keeping pretty busy with the children, but also involved in this project, helping people to develop projects, getting money for. Is that right?
Non-profit.
Nonprofit grants. So I guess that gives her some flexibility. More about that?
Go right ahead and say anything you want.
Well, she left her 2 daughters in California, but her 18-month-old son, 21 now. It seems like he's about 10 years old, but he's suddenly grown quite a bit, and he's quite a character to be with when he's visiting. He's a beautiful child, and we're very happy.
Welcome to both of you back to Missouri. We're glad to have you here. Before I make a few comments about Jim, I think I really should make a few comments about Midge, because she has also had a very distinguished career. She's long been active in the Columbia community. Said she'd been active in the League of Women Voters ever since she got here, and I encountered her in many different roles in that organization. She was 20 years as a librarian at William Woods, and as a result of those 2, she has made many contributions to the Columbia community. Thank you, Midge. We're very pleased. And I'm sure that you will go ahead. For both of you, I think this is just an interlude. This is just a passing comment because we expect many more contributions from both of you during the coming years. Jim is a demographer, and I thought about talking about his career as in terms of migration. He started out in the cold and snowy climes of Green Bay, Wisconsin, moved south to Waseca, is that pronounced? To go to college? And then made a side trip over to Madison, Wisconsin, where he got his PhD working with Leo Schnorr, a very distinguished urban sociologist, and that seemed to put an imprint on Jim. He moved farther south to Columbia, and I noticed the children are still moving south to the California climes. Jim first came to Missouri in 1965. At that time, he joined the BNPA Research Center, and for the next 10 years, he was a research associate, and that's where I first became acquainted with him, because he was doing research on a wide variety of topics there. He then joined the Department of Rural Sociology in 1975, and my colleague Darrell Hobbs noted that that was one of his first hires when he was chairman of sociology. Jim has been a teacher, a researcher, and a community activist. Jim, I don't know how many students you've had, but you taught 3 very popular classes of social problems, urban ecology, and population ecology. I know that those always quickly filled up, and the number surely must be in the tens of thousands, hundreds, well, certainly thousands, if not tens of thousands. At least tens of thousands. So you leave a long legacy of people who have been introduced to the field of urban ecology, environment, and related topics. Beyond that, Jim has been a productive researcher. He has, to his credit, some 3 books and 14 articles, plus numerous other publications. I found after working with him several times that Jim is a detailed, meticulous worker. I was chair of the department for 10 years, and I knew that if I asked Jim to do something, it would be done very methodically, very accurately. In other words, I could depend on it. And so this combination of teaching and research, I think, is where Jim's greatest strengths are, although I must hasten to add that I know that he's been president of the Neighborhood Association in the last, 2 or 3 years ago, because they used to hassle me about some of the things that were going on out there. And in fact, their neighborhood now has the first traffic calming devices, as part because of activities that Jim started and some of the other neighborhood people followed up on. So that there are some asphalt monuments, I guess you might say, out there that Jim had a major hand in getting started. In addition to these things, Jim has been active in the area of grants. He and I work together, I know, on some Forest Service activities, and I know that he's still continuing to work on some of those things. Robin Monker, a colleague of ours at Southwest Missouri State University, has told me recently Jim has been talking to him about writing an additional book, and so I think that these activities will continue. Jim, I'd like to thank you very much for your 33 years of work with the department, and Midge, your, 30-some years of work with the League of Women Voters. They've made a major contribution. Thank you very much. I'd like to now ask Bill Stringer, who is the interim dean of the College of Agriculture, Food and Natural Resources, to make a few remarks. Bill?